Alright, so this is the second time I've seen this. I kind of watched it on autopilot and low quality the first time, so this is my genuine reaction to the somewhat disappointing trailer, in my opinion.
So let me explain the situation. One of our contractors, Edwin Murray, has gone missing, leaving our property abandoned.
I don't really like the direction of the new characters. They look like Chinese, like Disney characters, you know, like that duck there, and then the one on the left doesn't look like a Five Nights at Freddy's character, you know. It looks like I don't know. It just seems like I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of, but it's definitely not Five Nights at Freddy's. It doesn't look like an endoskeleton. Basically, it reminds me of like a kid show or something.
In his warehouse. Your job is simple. Enter the warehouse and retrieve the technology that he was developing for us. It's a kind of prototype.
You see, like that stuff there just doesn't seem that scary to me. Like it doesn't look like a robot. It looks like a mascot. Like what's creepy about like Freddy is like the animatronic movement, you know, but if they don't look like they move like animatronics, they just look like they're people in a suit, you know.
Type endoskeleton that can adapt to any costume and become any character. We suspect it may be malfunctioning.
Can I see something there?
Adapt to any costume.
I think it's just layered. Go frame by frame.
Any character.
I don't know what that is. So there's another character there. It looks like a beaver or something in the little crack there.
We suspect it may be malfunctioning, so just be aware of the slim but non-zero chance that you could sustain significant.
I want to see that again. I missed that the first time entirely. So, it's a monkey animatronic. You see, it just looks too fluid to be scary, you know?
Sustain significant injuries while attempting to retrieve it, including but not limited to death or dismemberment. We fully expect
What is the stuff on
to
the right
retrieve
there?
it, including but
Is
not limited to
advertisements? 1-800-083. I wonder if that's going to be a code for something.
death or dismemberment. We fully expect the retrieval process to go smoothly and without incident.
So I don't really find that scary. Especially the way we're approaching it in this scene. Like we're
But
like
just
going
in
up an
case,
elevator,
expect
just
the
seeing.
retrieval process to go smoothly and without incident. But just in case, we suggest you get your affairs in order before arriving.
You see, I don't like the new direction Five Nights at Freddy's is going with the eyes. Like, why are we all doing red eyes now? Like in the movie, with the new animatronics, I think, and in this one. I think the eyes were always a lot scarier when they were just white glowing dots, you know, with black eyes for the rest of it. It looks like, it reminds me of We Happy Few, like this art style now. And you see, that thing to me is not scary. The way this thing moves, like the way this thing moves is not eerie. It looks like someone is walking in an amusement park. Like you see like Chip and Dale walking in Disney World or something. So that was Vanny. I missed that the first time as well. Then, oh, what did that say? Welcome to show sub terminal. Please select an option below. Reset welcome show. Executive access. I think this is the scariest animatronic we've seen so far. It's not trying to look like an organic being. It's trying to look like a robot, you know, with like trying to look like a robot human, basically. And I think that's much eerier than any like fully human character or any fully animal character we've gotten so far, with like the characters at the beginning, like the dog costumes. I think those are not scary to me at all. And just the way they move. It just looks so much better. The way they try and move like a robot. I want to see what that was. I didn't see that. Okay, so what is that thing? It looks like the clown again. Yeah, that's the clown. Like, to me, that's not scary. That's just a scripted event. Like, I'm not in any danger right here, you know? And that's an epic scene. I did not get to see the scene enough at all. So, the Mimic can turn into the Music Man, I guess. And that's awesome. I love this rustic Music Man. Especially with the, like, prototype, because, like, he has, like, a meat grinder for the mouth. That's awesome.
Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person.
I wonder if there's any hidden images here. And so, like, I'm not too interested in this game. Like, this, like, I saw this one comment in the description, and it said, like, if you were not told this was Five Nights at Freddy's, you would not be able to tell it's Five Nights at Freddy's, except for, like, the Music Man and, like, the voiceover. You know, but, like, that, you can't, like, if I show you this picture, you would not tell me it's from Five Nights at Freddy's, you know? Or this guy here, you would not tell me that's from Five Nights at Freddy's. Because they don't look like animatronics. They look like mascots that someone could just put a suit on, you know? What was creepy about Five Nights at Freddy's is, like, they were stuffed into robotic suits against their will, you know, and they looked very robotic, and they're breaking because of that, you know, like they're haunted, you know. But when they look like this, I don't think they're haunted. I think someone's just walking in them, like they just put on a suit, you know, if that makes sense.
That can adapt to any costume and become any character.
Like that. What does that remind me of? That it reminds me of a cartoon character, but it definitely does not remind me of Five Nights at Freddy's either.
We suspect it may be malfunctioning, so just be aware of the slim button.
I didn't.
Chance that you could sustain significant injuries while attempting.
But the clown to me is not creepy. Like, clowns have never really been creepy to me. Like, obviously you can make anything look creepy, but like clowns, like generic clown, which is what this is going for, just seems a bit forced. Like, oh, let's make a creepy clown because that's never been done before, you know? I was like, like, I find smiling for the creepy factor is overrated nowadays. Like, smiling is no longer creepy, you know?
Sustain significant injuries while attempting to retrieve it, including but not.
You see, like, I feel like someone's just looking at me. I don't feel like I'm being watched by, like, an algorithm, you know? Like, I'm not being judged by an algorithm for death or not, you know? Like, it looks too human for me to be scared that it's haunted. It doesn't feel haunted anymore.
Process to go smoothly and without incident, but just in case.
And I don't know what they're doing with this character.
Before arriving.
You see, that character he seems so out of place. Like, what we were seeing is probably one company making multiple different costumes for multiple different companies and not just Fazbear Entertainment. And I don't know, it's just not fun for me to see that because, like, it doesn't feel like Five Nights at Freddy's anymore. Like, we're not focusing, like, basically what I'm saying is Fazbear Entertainment would never pick this guy as a mascot. They would never even conceive this guy as a concept, you know? So it's like, because he looks like, why is Freddy Fazbear hanging out with a mushroom, you know? So, like, the only Freddy we've gotten in this game so far is Helpy. That's the only Freddy we've seen so far. That's all we get. So, I'm not too interested in this game. Like, I am interested in, like, spin-offs like this. But, like, I feel like they're losing sense of what made Five Nights at Freddy's creepy in the first place, you know? like we're not surviving from animatronics anymore. We're being hunted by mascots, no different from like Poppy Playtime or Garten of Banban or what's another game? I feel like I'm missing one more game. Yeah. Probably the game I'm most excited for is probably the Joy of Creation. I feel like that's a true return to form of the creepiness of Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, like I feel like this new direction, this very kid-friendly direction Steel Wool Studios is going in, I just, it doesn't feel like Five Nights at Freddy's. It's like they're designing these things after like Poppy Playtime, you know? Like they don't feel like they're the number one in the genre. It looks like they're having to look for other sources of inspiration. Like I feel like I've seen the same character 4 other times in just Five Nights at Freddy's fan games. You know, like, oh, let's make an elephant animatronic. You know, it's like I don't feel like they're making anything unique anymore. This doesn't feel like a character on par or like could stay even in the same room as Freddy, you know. So it's like I'm very disappointed to see, like, the only thing I'm interested in seeing thus far as an animatronic is this thing. Like that's just cool. But yeah, I'm pretty disappointed in this so far. I think I will skip this entry because like it's just, I don't know, it doesn't feel like Five Nights at Freddy's. It was like, I do feel like Security Breach felt like Five Nights at Freddy's, but like the animatronics just looked too humanoid, and I feel like that's losing a sense of the creepy factor. Because like the thing with Help Wanted 1 and 2 is like you still got some semblance of the creepy animatronics. I think with Edward, because I think Edward was in that thing as well. Help Wanted 2. I think I may be wrong about that, but like they still kept the animatronic factor. But I feel like they're trying to get rid of the animatronic factor, which was so creepy about the first game in the first place. So, yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching this video. Bye-bye.